Today we have a wonderfully diverse lineup of early stage startups ready to pitch in under 3 minutes to our esteemed panel of global VCs and judges. So we have 8 startups today after one emergency dropout, but we're ready to go.
But before we dive into these thrilling pitches, Oliver, would you like to share more about our mission?
Yeah, so Collective VC is a community-driven initiative, and we're aimed at fostering impactful collaborations within the venture capital industry. And we provide a podcast, a WhatsApp community, and hopefully more events like these. So we're always looking to engage more broadly, and please do get in touch if you're looking to collaborate.
That's really fantastic, Oliver. So it's really clear that Collective VC is dedicated to making an impact. So this event ranges from climate to food to sport to neurodiversity and so on.
Just quickly now, before this begins, obviously we must mention that we are not financial or investment advisors, and this is not financial or investment advice. We merely serve as a media platform for startups in the climate and impact ecosystem who wish to get greater exposure. No part of this event can or should be construed as investment advice. Collective VC does not act as an independent financial advisor for the purposes of UK law and therefore cannot be held responsible for any financial or other consequences resulting from any decision you make on the basis of this event. You must conduct your own risk analysis and consult your own legal, financial, tax, accounting, and other professional advisors. Before investing in any product, an investor should fully understand the risks, including any market risk associated with the issuer, the financial merits and suitability of such products, and consult with their own legal, tax, financial, and accounting advisors before making any investment decision. Investing always involves complete risk of severe loss, which you should be prepared to bear, and the information provided on this live stream and video is therefore purely informational and not intended as a recommendation to purchase, sell, or hold any shares or security, or suggest that you pursue any investment style or strategy, and under no circumstances whatsoever should anything herein be construed as an offer to sell or solicitation of interest to purchase any securities. Now, with that out of the way, we would really like to introduce our judging panel. Just talk about yourself. Tell us what you get up to at Climate Capital and a little bit about your thesis, who you are.
I'm Murad. I'm the managing partner of Cool Climate Collective. We started a syndicate and now a fund focusing on early stage climate technologies. Prior to that, I've angel invested with family offices across various sectors. Although the theme now is around climate, we still look at co-benefits in society. So we use a climate lens to look at social impact with the business profit motive at the core of everything we look at as well. Still, it is a financial motivation that drives venture capital. So,
awesome, thanks for that. And next up, we can hear from Ali, I think.
Hi, Ali Bhush. Happy to be here. I'm an angel investor as well as an entrepreneur. Spent more than last 15 years in Silicon Valley, but I've moved out of Silicon Valley now to start mentoring and investing in companies across the globe. Currently invested in companies in Spain, Morocco, Dubai, Qatar, and Saudi.
We'll hear from our final investor on the panel, which is Shruti. So,
hi everyone. So my name is Shruti, and I work in the investment team of Signature Ventures. We're a small Web3 crypto fund, and I have a background of being an operator. So I've worked in a lot of startups for the last 10 years, and then I decided to pivot a little and move into VC. And yeah, that's me.
So we're all familiar with this, that only 13% of single-use waste actually gets recycled. That's led to this movement towards circular economy. And a general mandate is to reduce single-use by 50% by 2030. Now, the problem is that F&B chains are struggling to build or find circular reusable systems that actually work. The main pain points are that firstly, they're just too inconvenient for customers. So for example, scanning cups, downloading apps, these systems are also very standard. What's happened there is that's led to very low customer adoption levels, typically 5% or less. You simply cannot reduce single-use waste at scale at those rates. And also, there's no return on investment through the food and beverage chain who's looking to invest. And from a more broader standpoint, 80% of the market still does not have a solution for a circular reusable system. So the important takeaway here is more innovation is needed. So introducing Madoro. Madoro is a SaaS platform that helps food and beverage chains build fully customized, frictionless, and data-driven circular reusable systems. We provide the software, hardware, and integrations for food and beverage chains to build circular reusable systems tailored to their operating model. Now, it's important to note that we actually do not focus on the hardware. Once we understand the circular design that we're looking to build, we source out the hardware from our partners, and we do the integrations to build that seamless circular design and then provide the software system to manage it. The outcome is that we're actually able to build convenient circular reusable systems that can produce customer adoption levels of 30% and higher. No different from how you do things today. You go in, you consume, you purchase, you consume, you throw it away. No scanning cups, no download gaps, no scanning bins. In addition to that, we provide comprehensive data on ESG, consumer behavior, return logistics, and much more that allows businesses to capture that data in real time, assess it, implement it, and build efficient circular reusable systems. Let me sum this up into a simple example. We all know how Starbucks works. You go in, you purchase your cup, you consume it, you throw it away. Lost opportunity to engage with customers, and of course, harmful CO2 emissions from single use. With Madoru, looking into a Starbucks, purchasing a reusable cup, nothing different from how you do things today. Once you've finished consuming a beverage, you simply throw it into a bin, and for example, you get $1 back, or whatever Starbucks decides that they want to do. Starbucks captures valuable information, and in that process, we've been able to eliminate single use and increase customer engagement. Final slide here. So where are we now? So after years of industry research work and working with companies, we've got LOIs inbound from some of the biggest companies in the world and a lot of interest post-pilot. We've started our process now. We've got some early partner support from some big industry people. We've put out a safe note, which 50% is committed. So we're raising 250,000, and we're also looking at grant support across the UK and Canada. We've started our prototyping. This is going to be a 4-month process where we will continue to securing LOIs. And it's important to note that our goal is to build the most innovative, industry-first circular reusable systems that can produce the highest customer rates observed, 30% plus. Thank you. That's the presentation.
Can I jump in real quick? I really liked, Manny, your approach. I've seen various recycle or attempts at this. I just had questions maybe on the hardware side, the RFID component, and then just broader as follow-up to that is, do you see this as multi-brand? So if you picked up your Starbucks when you're passing Marks and Spencer, if they're involved and there's a bin there, could they drop it off there? Because there's an assumption that does a customer come back to that same location, or is it universal? But the RFID is kind of the big question part for me, but overall it seems very interesting.
Perfect. Great questions. So the RFID is very important. That's what, there's more data you can capture on that. You can make it more seamless. What we want to get away from is doing this scanning. That's QR code. You have to move towards RFID. That hasn't been progressed well enough simply because it's harder to do. Startups tend to shy away from things that are harder to do. And secondly, these chips, they haven't been, the innovation hasn't been there for RFID to be microwavable, washable, things like that. So when we're talking to our partners, this has really taken evolution in the last year or so. So that's where we knew that that's the process we need to build. An RFID is important to that. Another note on the hardware is that we do not want to have certain hardware because we don't know if they need an RFID scanner. We don't know if it's going to scan through mass. We don't know if they need an RVM machine. And also the customizability of small things like what do you want your reusables to look like? And you do not make money on reusable packaging. I have to stress that. You don't make money on packaging. So that's why once we know what we're building, you source it out from the right partners, and then we focus on the system to integrate and manage it to build it seamless. So that's the hardware side. I think the evolution of what we're trying to do is, yes, we'd like to get to that point, but we need to take a step back in the case of a Starbucks, which probably won't come through anytime soon, but there's other verticals we can focus on. I think the university canteen is the best example for me to give you, where if I'm walking into a university canteen at the University of Oxford or someone we're speaking to, and I use my cup, I scan my student ID. Nothing different. I want to scan my student ID because that's what I'm already doing. I drink my cup of coffee, and then somewhere like the university, we need that infrastructure in place where they're walking and they can drop it into a bin and have that tagged right back to the app and say, bing, thank you, here's $1 back at that store. So that does require that infrastructure part, but different verticals have different solutions. I have to stress that. We're talking to university canteens, we're talking to catering. So Sodexo has a massive catering arm where they said it's all single use. That's a simpler model for us. Here's a simple one, but actually very scalable that we didn't think about, that Sodexo told us. Military sites, campsites for oil and gas, closed system, higher rates, higher potential, and easier for us to do what you just said.
So Manny, I just had one question, and thank you for the presentation. It is really good. I like the whole idea. My question was, in the commercials of it, would you also manage the outsourcing of this hardware? Like, would you be then the middle person supplier for all these cups, and also then provide the SaaS software on top? Is that what you're looking at?
100%. If we're walking into a customer that's looking for the whole holistic thing, we've got the partners all set up. And this is where it's come from the years of work. Understand the partners, understand the requirements. Sodexo Catering will need an airport style scanner where you put everything through. Somebody like a coffee chain university would need an RBM machine. So we've done all of that. And that helps on the customization. And another case is where one of the Sodexo branches said, oh, but Manny, we actually have a reusable packaging supplier. Perfect. You just send that to us. We'll get it RFID enabled. So yes, we want to provide that, but that's believe it or not, that's the very easy part for us to do now, because that's logistics. We want to know, more importantly, what is the system we're building, and does it hit on the seamless, frictionless, and customer engagement? That's how you drive adoption.
This is super cool, because you might want to look into what Germany has for their return systems for cans and bottles. So we have these systems like outside every grocery store, and then they're also interchangeable. So you could buy from anywhere and then drop your soda cans or whatever into any grocery stores. And they're sort of these standardized machines, and the system is pretty good. So you might want to look into those as well.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sandor Ifidabire. I'm the founder and CEO of EasyChain. EasyChain is a digital freight forwarder that manages the process of shipping cargo via air, ocean, including custom clearance and tracking. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine you run a small business. You're excited about growth, but you hit the wall when it comes to shipping your product. The process is slow, costly, and riddled with paperwork. You're spending valuable time on logistics instead of focusing on your business. This isn't just a Togo problem. It's a challenge faced by countless businesses across West Africa. But what if there was a solution? That's where EasyChain comes in. EasyChain is a logistics digital dashboard that enables small businesses to track, manage, and monitor all the shipping operation. With EasyChain, small businesses can also pay their suppliers abroad in foreign currencies. We're confident about the change EasyChain will bring, because since we began, we've been able to get more than 700 customers sending and receiving more than 500 shipments every month. At the moment, we are making money from the revenue derived from the shipping operation charged to customers. We plan to increase our revenue stream with our platform fees, as well as a processing fee with each financial transaction, where we earn minimum $5 as a commission. Since 2023, we have a growth revenue of 25,000 as monthly recurrent revenue. We have more than 850 customers, mainly small businesses, and we delivered more than 5,000 shipments. Our target market represents more than $144 million in Togo. Based on our current trajectory, we're confident we can acquire more small businesses in West Africa, and we can expand in other regions such as West and Central Africa with a minimum of 2 billion as total addressable markets. Our competitors are the incumbent logistics providers in Togo, such as Oman, Navitrans, and Dawa Air Services. We're better than them because instead of the freight forwarding services we all offer, EasyChain offers to the customers financial services, door-to-door tracking, payment in local currencies, and our customers can choose the type of transportation, which is not possible with the other competitors. My name is Sandor Ifidabire. I have more than 10 years experience in aviation, and I built in 2016 Williver Salt Company, specialized in the distribution of all types of salts and chemical products in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm working with my co-founder, Eman Elbaz, that have more than 15 years experience in software development, and we both surrounded by 9 wonderful employees in charge of the daily ship operation and the development of the application. Right now, we're asking for more than $500,000 from investors to launch EasyChain mobile app in Togo and to expand in other Francophone countries such as Benin, Senegal, and Cote d'Ivoire. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wilfred. I definitely have seen a lot of interest in Africa. It's growing in terms of e-commerce and a lot of and one of the questions that people don't really focus on is what you're referring to, the shipments and the freight. So my question was more around what does growth look like in terms of what are the types of business relations or partnerships will you have to kind of navigate? Is there elements related to the ports? And I understand each kind of country has its own components. I'm just wondering what your beachhead is or your first kind of partnerships that you have to line up for this to scale.
Okay, thank you very much. As we are a digital logistic company, we're offering solution for the logistic industry. So first of all, we started with the mobile application that's related to all the freight forwarding services. And this mobile application is already available on App Store and Play Store. And this application enables small businesses in Francophone Africa, West and Central, to try and manage and monitor all the shipping operation. That means that they can check, for example, the type of freight that they want to use for the shipments, pay directly with the mobile money that is mostly used in Africa than bank cards, for example. And they can have also the record of all the shipping that they operated during a month or a year. And what we integrated also in this application is that it's very difficult, for example, in Africa to get in advance custom clearance fees. So we integrated a feature that enabled the small businesses to upload specific documents related to logistics, such as bill of lading, export documents, and in less than 24 hours on the platform, they can get the rates. That's the first thing. The other thing that we are developing is a feeder service that we enable ports and shipping companies here in Africa to serve the small ports. Because, for example, we are based actually in Lomé, and Lomé has a deep sea port that it can welcome bigger vessels. But for example, this vessel cannot go, for example, to other countries near Togo, such as Cotonou, a near country. So what we want to do with the feeder service is to put in place a platform that will enable the shipping lines to book for the feeder service. And with the feeder vessel, we can serve also the small ports. So the partnership that we established right now is with the shipping lines and with the airlines. We established a reliable partnership with Ethiopian Airlines, based in Ethiopia, and this airline is covering all Africa and with the shipping line also. But we also established a reliable partnership with African Union, and at the moment we are developing the feeder service with them. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Hi guys, my name is Joel. I'm 23 years old, and at the age of 9, I got diagnosed with ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And 3 years ago, I got my autism diagnosis. I faced several problems after my diagnosis, such as the support quantity. The problem when it comes to support is that while neurodivergent people need a lot of support, numbers showed that waiting times to get it are way too long, as you can see here. Up to 8 months to get the first therapist appointment, which is unacceptable and lowering the quality of life for these people. Our still ongoing market research shows two main problems. First is time management and planning. The second is that the stress level is hard to control. The stress level for neurodivergent people is different. You don't notice we are stressed until a certain point when it's already too late. Ignoring stress factors can lead to break and meltdowns, which decrease the quality of life. Our solution is OutHD, a multilingual platform to provide 24-hour support provided by both AI and human specialists. We are focused on offering urgent support between the therapy sessions. The first core feature is a stress level monitor connected to a calendar, which allows us to understand your personal stress capacity and prevent a lot of problems. Here you can see the market overview. 75 million people in Europe suffer from early onset neurodevelopmental conditions. 3% of children are diagnosed with autism, and 7% of the global population live with ADHD. The market size, the total addressable market size, is around $32 billion. Existing solutions mostly have no specific focus on ADHD and ASD help, no support for emergencies, or they are focusing on children, and most of them are located in the United States. Our direct competitors in the beginning are Brain in Hand, Timo, and Cox. We will start with an AI organizer who will help you to manage your day and includes a CBT chat, a stress level monitor, and at the end of the road, we plan to provide a marketplace of coaches and therapists. We'll be starting here in Luxembourg, the multilingual heart of Europe. Our business models are both B2C and B2B. Feel free to ask me about it. And for the start, we'll apply for an accelerator here in Luxembourg. And on top, we need around 65K for product development, marketing, and the IT infrastructure. Here you can see our team. It's me, then we have Xenia, who's our CBDO. She's currently here with me, and Artyom, our CTO. If you have any questions after this, just feel free to contact me.
Hey, Joel, thank you so much for the presentation. You said that, you mentioned that you have both B2C and B2B subscription plans. And my concern was, have you thought of integrating with healthcare systems? Because normally when there is someone who's neurodivergent in the family, often families have to put in more time for their care, and that might mean families with single income or both set of parents not being able to put in as much into work, and so reduced family income, and so burdening the family with to pay for this might be a little difficult. So
it's important here to say that we are focusing on adults. There are a lot of support apps and support from the healthcare systems for kids, but at the age of 18 in Europe, you mostly get kicked out and you have to get help on your own.
Okay, I see. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
No problem.
Along the same lines, are you planning to integrate with providers or insurance companies so that the service is covered? Because that's very important for scaling your service and making sure it's sustainable.
Yes, in the beginning, no. In the beginning, we even avoid to be a medical device. So in the beginning, it will be an app like Timo, for example. At later point, of course, we will work together with the health insurances and the health departments. We are already in contact here with the Luxembourgish Health Department and the associations for ADHD and autism. So, of course, at a later point, we aim to be a medical device, and it will be we'll be working together here. But at the beginning, not. We aim to have low prices at the beginning, just like our competitors. For the CBT chat, the stress level monitor, and the organizer.
I'll just quickly, I noticed one thing on the slide, and I enjoyed the presentation because I learned something new. I didn't realize there's a 8 month to 3 year wait time, and that's a huge, massive opportunity. I noticed one thing you did have was down the line in your roadmap was there might be job placement or supporting them with job placement.
Yes, so if I got your question right, we want to build a platform too for companies to hire neurodivergent talents. You have to think that the statistics show that depending on the countries, the unemployment rate for neurodivergent people is up to 80% when it comes to different sectors. The first problem is the job description. It's always these fancy names, fancy descriptions, and you will look at it, you will not understand what will I do there. This is the first thing. They will not apply for this because they don't understand what they want. The second is the job interview. Just imagine you have a guy in a suit, perfectly answering whatever the boss wants to hear. Doesn't matter if he believes in it. Then you have the autistic guy who doesn't understand the question at all. He gets nervous. He would be perfect for this job, perfect. He would be the perfect guy to hire, but he will lose against this guy in the suit because your questions are, sorry, stupid. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's a question I hated because what do you want me to answer there, sitting on your place? So this is a huge problem. Companies missing out neurodivergent talents, and neurodivergent talents, they miss out the jobs.
Yeah, slides are working perfectly. I can't hear you though. You are muted. I'm going to unmute you. Careful, you're muted. 1 second. Can you mute yourself? Unmute yourself, sorry. I don't have the option to unmute you for some reason. Okay, we're going to come back to you, Nasayan, and in the meantime, we're going to go straight to BioNippy because we're just going to try and make sure we can keep this rolling pretty smoothly. So here we go.
Sorry, I didn't hear what the problem is. Exactly.
Oh, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. You are coming through loud and clear. You weren't beforehand, so we're going to just go with your presentation.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
But you can see the presentation, right?
Yes.
You have it on?
Yes, I can. I can see it. I can see it. Let's go.
So can I start now?
You can start.
Thank you very much. This is Link Sports, the way for you to find and fund the next generation of sports talents worldwide, regardless of which sport, regardless of where you are. A vast reservoir of talent is invisible. Promising talent outside regional tournament calendars living far from the main cities or in underprivileged families are never visible by scouts, fans, or teams. So how to change that? We are empowering the fans to find aspiring players because our platform ranks them using AI, and then the fans can become micro-sponsors, funneling investment to these players, helping them even before they become famous. Not only that, but in our white label model, we can help clubs monetize fans. Players get the challenges done, the video analytics of the platform gives them a score, and then we engage them with fans that can invest in them and help them turn their investment into gift cards. The way we do this is decomposing a sport like football in 15 different challenges that are easy to be measured and ranked by AI. We send them tutorials. They use the tutorials in the app and perform the challenge. This is in Portuguese, so sorry you can't understand, but it's a very simple tutorial to show them how to submit their skills in this particular challenge. And they do it in the regular life, just doing it as a connection between digital and physical. We translate that into a score. The score will elevate their profile and allow them to receive monetization from their talent in the format of revenue on the NFTs that we allow them, and also they can apply to be sponsored by Link Sports with a scholarship, even if they don't get a team position. How do we make money? We have a revenue model A. The stream one is receiving money from donors or from investors worldwide. This is operational. We have brand sponsorship, which is stream two, which allows brands to adopt huge groups of young players and help them socially responsibly every month with a small check. And white label, when the teams actually allow their fans to become fan investors or honorary scouts. Our vision is to be in 4 new countries in the next 2 years. We want to be prepared for the World Cup, and for that we need $6.2 million. We already got $1 million of investment, a little more than that, in the last 2 years, and with the traction that we had in Brazil. We have the team in place. This is a complex operation, and we think we have everyone necessary to run it. Thank you.
I'll just jump in real quick. This is not a domain I fully understand, but I think the application of how you're approaching it is very interesting. I just had a question on the last component seemed the most intriguing to me, where there was fans becoming scouts for the clubs. Have you actually engaged with any clubs or teams to see if there is an interest in some type of fan?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. As you saw, that's the white label, when we allow them to use our app to monetize their fans. As you know, every big football team has millions of fans. In Brazil, where I was born, large teams have over 30 million fans, but they can't monetize other than giving them perks and signed items and things like that. So we have approached the second largest team in Brazil, and they're very interested in performing a pilot. But this is a new thing. What we do already is in our new old new community of 2 years, which 50,000 people came in. We are creating a community in which other people invest in those new talents. What we're doing now with the teams is new, but yes, there's a lot of interest because for the first time they can, instead of giving them perks for a monthly payment, they can actually empower them to find new talents for the team and make money with it. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Thank you, Merdad.
Anyone else looking to jump in, or should we move on to the next pitch? All right.
Yeah,
awesome.
just a quick question. Where do you get the data for training your AI to be able to be accurate at scoring your candidates?
Yeah, the way we do it accurately is by simplifying the capture of data into structured streams. So if you ask someone, does that boy plays well, is a very broad question with a very interpretational answer. But if you separate it in 15 different challenges, you can compare who is better on those simple challenges. And being simple means it's easy to measure with AI. It doesn't mean he's the best player in the world, but you have 10,000 people. You want to know who you invite to see playing. Probably if you get the 50 better on our score, you can download the app and see it. The app is available in 14 countries now, and 8 countries are sending these investments to Brazil. So you look at it, you see the rank. It's very unlikely that someone that is in the middle of the 50 best is not one of the best players. But you still have to call them, see them playing, see the report in the team. Is a collective thing, right? This is to measure the individual skills. I don't know if I answered your question, but
thank you very much for the invitation. I'm glad to be here. Nice stories, nice startups, nice missions. We are Bionipi. My name is Suhaib Awini. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm one of the founders at Bionipi. We are basically the first international retail tech platform that is aiming to tackle the organic industry and the sustainable sales industry. Our objective is to make organic and sustainable as well as recycled products accessible to the general public. The problem that we have identified in the past years is that there is a huge demand for organic solutions and products. Nonetheless, there is a missing link in terms of infrastructure. The number of producers is increasing, the demand from consumers is increasing, but the infrastructure isn't allowing actually the sales and the growth of organic industry, of organic products, at least since it is labeled as a premium product. The solution is to create a platform which offers a cost-effective solution where we don't need a fancy superstore, or we don't need a hyperstore. We just need an application which a consumer can download on their mobile phone or on their tablet via Apple Store or Google Play Store, and from there they can just place an order, and the order will be delivered within 8 minutes to 35 minutes to the consumer. The market, in short, it has been in 2019 a 220 billion market and is expected to grow to 620 billion. Nonetheless, it is still a highly fragmented market. There is no international player that is claiming the lead position, and Bionipi aims to do that. How we make money? So basically, we have a profit margin of 44%. We ask for a delivery fee and a service fee. Plus, we have a concept of adding another 8% from merchandising and marketing, plus going to the wholesale, where we take 26% commission on different partnerships. We are operating in a market that has seen a few unicorns, such as Getir, such as Flink, Food. If you are from Europe and the States, then you should have heard about them. What we are trying to do is in comparison to these companies, we are trying to prioritize initially only sustainable, organic, and recycled products.
I'm gonna have to stop you there. That is the time.
Okay, perfect.
No worries, but we're gonna move straight into questions if there are any.
I just had a quick question. I saw the delivery component. Is that done via third party, or are you doing the delivery with your own in-house team?
At this moment, we are doing the delivery on our own. So basically, what we are doing is that we are integrating the whole supply chain. So basically, we do the purchase from the suppliers, so from the producers directly, and we do the storage. We have our first delivery hub here in the Netherlands, in Nijmegen. It's one of the oldest cities in the country. And our plan is to expand to main cities like Amsterdam, Paris, Berlin, Düsseldorf, and cover whole Europe.
I have a follow-up question on that. So I think here in Berlin, you mentioned Getir and Flink and all of those like takeaway kind of delivery options. And currently, they also have tie-ups with the bigger supermarkets to sort of source bio items, organic items, right? And so my question would be, how are you sourcing yours? Is it from the same superstores, or because I think the real problem here is understanding if they're really organic products, if you're buying them from not big stores. Like big stores usually have like the bio sticker and you think they're cool, they're bio, but there's no information available beyond that. So how are you sourcing your organic produce? And then is there a way that your customers can sort of verify and find out more information about why is it organic and how is it organic?
Perfect. Thank you very much for your question. So basically, we buy our products from organic producers or farmers directly. So we don't buy from stores. We source them directly from, and all the suppliers that we have are certified organic, and the products that they produce are certified organic. Way of sharing information is that in the app itself, what we have, so it's an app shop, and in the app itself, we have a field or some sort of a field where for each product, the consumer can read where's the product from, what is the benefit of this product. So we have these kind of information. But it's still, we just launched on December the 28th. So we still fresh in comparison to the other startups. But what we did, so far we served around 300 customers in these first weeks, and we have accumulated around 5,000 pre-orders from wholesale, and in direct sales about 3,000 euros.
So one more time, hello everyone. My name is Bartosz Bykowski. I'm a founder and CEO of Few, where we are bridging the gap to the future of a circular workplace. We are from Poland, by the way. So what's the problem actually we try to solve is that every company right now is in motion due to the pandemic, so the post-COVID, the AI revolution, the new economic that is coming. Actually, CBRE data, so the commercial real estate operator, shows that 61% of the companies demand shorter lease terms in terms of office, and 74% demand more flexible space during the lease. So no one needs to own the office or to lease it for a long period of time. And moreover, no one needs to buy the fit out for the office, so the furniture and all the interior products inside the offices. And our mission, our impact goal in the commercial real estate office market is to decarbonize the office, specifically the fit out. Because during average lifespan of 25 years of the average building, we produce 10 tons of CO2 emission per every employee. We want to reduce it by 80% and make sustainable and high quality workplace available for everyone, for every kind of company. So what we propose, our solution is don't buy furniture and fixtures, just subscribe to it. So imagine that for €6 a month per square meter, you get fully operational office. We'll deliver it on demand within a few weeks. We'll assemble for you. We will design it for you thanks to AI automation we are developing. And last but not least, you're getting off-the-shelf circular solution that is already compliant with your ESG strategy. Right now, we are talking with over 25 commercial real estate players, among them EWG, Regis, CBRE. Many of them already we are trying to make some pilots with them within their office spaces. And our plan is to right now for the next 2 years with the R&D EU grant, we are in the process of evaluation for that because we submitted last year. We are developing both hardware and the software for this service. And in period of 2 years, in 2026, we want to go to market in Europe, and then 2 years later in 2028 to USA. So the market potential is big, is 18 billions of net revenue a year. And with just 1% of share of the market, we can generate ARR of 250 million euros. We're a team of passionate and very experienced people from the furniture industry here in Poland because we are strong in that sector with many PhDs working on the solution with strong IP in both hardware and software. Yeah, and we are raising a round of 1 million euros. Happy to answer any questions.
Just a quick question. Do you manufacture your furniture and the materials you use for outfitting the offices?
I mean, we have experience in outsourcing, many years of experience in the sourcing, specifically here in Poland. So we don't have facilities, but we have partners in that area. But what we want to actually do is produce our own furniture with the partners that has already industrial facilities on the, of course, industrial scale.
Just to follow up there, so you would be designing the furniture and using those outsourced co-manufacturers to produce your designs? Is that your...
Exactly right. Right now, there is one competitor, Nordnorm. It's a Swedish company, recently founded with 100 million euros from IKEA. But what they do is they are building their stock on the outlets from other companies, other brands. What we want to do in order to have like super control over the stock and what we actually deliver is to build and engineer our own furniture that will last for 20 up to 25 years. And are going to be customizable as well, because it's really important in the new economy that is coming in the offices. We're already talking about this with the operators.
Hi, everyone. This is Illuminox. So we're a proprietary field conditioner. The team is me and then Richard, who's based in London. So we are in the fuel additives industry right now. The global demand for fuel additives is increasing, and it's mostly roughly untapped in terms of large players. What we're doing is that we're ideally targeting the heavy industry. Right now, there's a lot of environmental concerns in the transportation industry in the United States. It's the largest share of greenhouse gas emissions. Number one, rising fuel costs, primarily because of geopolitical crises that are happening all across the world. prices of regular motor gasoline has risen by 50%, and then costly repairs, engine wear and tear is a significant factor of fuel additives. And with our product, we can actually reduce engine wear and tear. So what is our product? Eliminox is both works for gasoline and diesel. It also works for all light fuels. So basically any fuel that you can think of except airplane fuel. We are ASTM fuel standard certified. So that basically shows to anyone that uses our product that it won't invalidate their engine warranties. We're the only fuel additive in the world that is made out of biodegradable ingredients. So we're really committed to minimizing our environmental impact, unlike our competitors that are petroleum based. We reduce emissions, we increase fuel efficiency, we reduce engine wear and tear. I think one of our most crazy trials has shown that we've reduced around 60-ish% of particulate matter and around 30% in main emissions, like you see here. And then our market trials, the Swiss Fuel Services has used our product, and you can see that has around 14% reduction in fuel consumption. And then our diesel, we have over 150 product trials that we've successfully done. So I can share you that PDF if you'd like later. But these are like the two most significant ones that we've really seen. In terms of cleaner engine, this is what you see. It's been honestly a huge benefit for especially the trucking industry. So they have less engine breakdowns, which is actually benefiting them in the long run. And we actually have a distribution agreement. So we are an exclusive distributor in North America and India right now, heavily investing into India. And we basically have distribution internationally, but we would then compete with the product owner, which is Solnox, a public company on the UK Stock Exchange. Our target markets are as follows. You can go ahead and read that. We have, I think 3 minutes is over, but we basically save around 45 cents per gallon on average. And then I think that this is a good representation in California. It's $6 right now. So 35 cents per gallon is what we're saving operators. So that's kind of the gist of it. Kind of an unconventional ask, but we're looking for business trials. So any connections in our target industries to conduct that trial and really grow rapidly is what we're here to ask for. We have our supply chain built out and we have everything good to go. So honestly, just connections to businesses that are willing to go ahead and trial this product.
Yeah, I had a really interesting product, and I agreed fuel isn't going away, so there needs to be these type of additives. You mentioned something about a product owner. Can you explain a bit more about that dynamics of the business agreement there?
Yeah, the way it works is that there's Solnox is public on the UK Stock Exchange. We have exclusive distribution rights to North America, so that includes Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And then we also have distribution rights to India. The whole concept of it is that we have to meet a $500,000 purchase obligation, which we're easily doing, and we also have exclusivity. So the UK principal cannot reach out to companies in North America and India, and that's kind of just a bit.
And is it licensed? Is it revenue share? Who's doing the production of the
Yeah,
additive?
so the production is done by Neuron, which is the largest chemical manufacturer in the world. So the way it works is that I think in the next 6 to 7 months, right now production is happening in Sweden, but we're going to bring production to the States in the next 6 to 7 months to really optimize our supply chain, because right now customers have to wait around 2 weeks to get their products, which is pretty annoying because most of the customers that we're working with are owner operators. So they're on the road almost 7 days a week. So it's really hard to coordinate that. So if we have, once we build that out in the States, that's really going to help us increase our profits. I think I think this is a question that Ollie actually asked me, like, isn't this actually delaying the transition to EV? So I'm a very pessimistic person. I know it's not ideal for an environmental studies thing, like you have to be pretty optimistic for the future, but I think that transitioning the largest polluters in the world, trucking, and that's kind of just a bit.
And is it licensed? Is it revenue share? Who's doing the production of the
Yeah, so the
additive?
production is done by Neuron, which is the largest chemical manufacturer in the world. So the way it works is that if I think in the next 6 to 7 months, right now production is happening in Sweden, but we're going to bring production to the States in the next 6 to 7 months to really optimize our supply chain, because right now customers have to wait around 2 weeks to get their products, which is pretty annoying because most of the customers that we're working with are owner operators, so they're on the road almost 7 days a week. So it's really hard to coordinate that. So if we have, once we build that out in the States, that's really going to help us increase our profits. I think this is a question that Ollie actually asked me, like, isn't this actually delaying the transition to EV? So I'm a very pessimistic person. I know it's not ideal for an environmental studies thing, like you have to be pretty optimistic for the future, but I think that transitioning the largest polluters in the world, trucking, marine, construction, real estate, will take longer than 5 to 6 decades at least. Until then, we would have released trillions of metric tons of emissions. And I actually wrote a philosophy paper on this. Like, when we say that we're saving Earth through reducing emissions, it's actually saving humanity. Like, it's interchangeable. I think that if we didn't have problems with overfishing, if it didn't affect us, we wouldn't work to solve the problem, I personally think. If we didn't have problems that, like, if our temperature increases by 2 degrees Celsius and like a lot of our species will start dying out, if that didn't affect us, we wouldn't reduce carbon emissions. So I think that, like, we need to do everything we can to reduce carbon emissions, and with our product, we're reducing like at least around like 80 metric tons of carbon emissions for most of our partners per year. So in and itself a number.
No, I'll say, yeah, thanks for addressing that, because that was I saw that come in and that was the forefront of my mind, but it does make sense, especially if that phase out is going to be delayed anyway, then it's important that we act on that quickly. So that is all of the pitches for today, because we had a couple dropouts, but I am immensely thankful for everybody who has pitched. I'll just start with that. It's been wonderful to hear all your startups. I'm going to plug the URLs in the event description, so feel free to refresh once that's done. This recording will be up afterwards. I'm hopefully going to put it on YouTube as well. And then yeah, I think that's everything. Other than a huge thank you to the judges who were willing to take time out of their day to ask questions to these startups today, because that was they didn't have to do it, and I really appreciated that as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to hand over to Amber just for a quick wrap up. But other than that, thanks to everyone involved.
Yeah, I will just repeat what Oliver said. So stay tuned for the announcement on LinkedIn about the prizes and recognition that wait for all the participants. So yeah, thank you for being part of this amazing event. So we look forward to seeing you again.